Hi guys, welcome to the corrections for week 6 spiral. As always, make sure if you get something wrong that you're making a full correction, not just writing the answer. Put the work that goes with it. Monday, the table shows the lengths of 4 hiking trails. Select the appropriate decimal equivalent for each trail length. So what you're going to do is select the option that has the correct hiking trail with the decimal equivalent for that hiking trail. So you're going to go ahead and do your conversions and then choose the one that has everything correct and matched up. Okay, so for Lakeview, it's 1 1/4, and I know in my classes I've talked about this before, that there are certain decimals that you should, or certain fraction to decimal conversions you should remember or memorize. So one of them is 1/4, which is 0.25. So that's 1 in 2500. Another one that you should memorize is 1/3. It's 3/10 repeating. So it's 1 and 1.3 with a bar over the 3. 3/10, the fraction, 1 and 3/10, you could just write as 0.3. And so that would be 1 and 3/10. And then 1 and 2/3. 2/3 is another one you should memorize. It's 0.6 repeating. So the answer is 1 and 6/10 with a bar over the 6. Second part, Zoe went to lunch with a friend. After tax, her bill was $12.05. Which of the following rational numbers is equivalent to this amount? Select all that apply. So there's definitely going to be more than one answer. You have to select all the correct ones for you to get the whole thing right. So the first thing I did is I took $12.05 and I wrote that as a fraction. So 12.05 is 12 and 5/100 because the 5 is in the hundredths place. So here is my fraction equivalent. And then right below that, I saw the exact same thing. So I selected that. Over just going the other way, 241 over 20. If you change this into an improper fraction, the 12 and 5/100, you get that. 25 over 2 is a no, because 2 goes into 25 12 times with 1 left over. And then the last one, 12 and 1/20, if you take 12 and 5/100, divide by 5, you will get that. So there were 3 that worked. Tuesday, the table shows the result of a survey on students' favorite kind of movie. Select the appropriate values to complete the model to find the fraction of students that prefer comedy or action movies. So here are your possible numerator and denominators. My tip is first you want to find the total number of students surveyed to help you write your fractions. So you're going to do the fraction that prefer comedy plus the ones that prefer action equals what? Total. And so choose the correct expression or actual problem. So first thing I did is I found that there were 100 students total. And so comedy tells me that there's 42 out of 100 prefer comedy. And then for action, there's 29 out of 100. And you add those together and you get 71 over 100. Wednesday, a group of friends bought 2 large pizzas and ate only part of each pizza. The picture shows how much was left. So this is just showing what's left. But I want to know how many pizzas did they eat? So how much of the 2 pizzas did they eat? So I started by, since I want to know how many pizzas they ate, I know first pizza, second pizza each have 8 pieces, and I counted up how many pieces were eaten. So this first one, 6/8 was eaten, second one, 5/8 was eaten. So I'm going to add those together, and that's 11 out of 11/8 pieces were eaten, which is 1 and 3/8 pizzas. Thursday, Brett has 5/6 of his monthly income left to spend. He has budgeted 1/8 of his income for a new video game and 1/3 of his income for savings. Determine if each statement is true or false. A, Brett will have 7/8 of his income left if he only buys the video game. True or false? B, Brett will have half of his income left if he only puts money in savings. True or false? C, Brett will have 3/8 of his income left after buying the video game and putting money in his savings. True or false? All right, so he has 5/6 of his monthly income left, and so the first one says that he'll have 7/8 of his income if he only buys the video game. So these are subtraction problems. So for A, I did 5/6 minus 1/8, did my common denominator, and was left with 17/24, which is not 7/8. So this is a no, it's a false. I took for putting money in savings is 1/3. So 5/6 minus 1/3, common denominator subtracted and got 1/2. So that's a true. And then C was 2 parts. Brett will have 3/8 of his income left after buying the video game and putting money in savings. So first I had to add 1/3 plus 1/8, common denominator 11/24, and then subtract that from his 5/6 left, and I did end up with 3/8. So that is a true. Here's a picture of baby PJ. When he was a puppy, he would sleep like this, and he still sleeps like this all the time. It's super cute. Turn the page. Make sure you have the following problems in front of you. Number 1, find the area. Area is how much space this figure is taking up, and the formula is length times width. So 10.5 times 4 is 42 square feet. I had the numbering a little bit off of this, so yes, I know it says number 4, so I'm just going to call them by whatever number they are. So number 4 says find the area of the triangle. So for a triangle, the formula is base times height divided by 2. So I substituted my value, 7 2/10 times 5 divided by 2. I multiplied first and got 36, and 36 divided by 2 is 18 square centimeters. Number 7, find the area of the composite figure. So my hint for this, break it up into 2 different shapes. I see a parallelogram, and then attached to that, I see this rectangle. So that might be helpful. Okay, so for the rectangle part, it's length times width. And so I did 14 times 5, which is 70. And then for the parallelogram, the formula is base times height. So for this part right here, and that's 7 times 14, which is 98. And then I want to add those together, and I get F 168 centimeters squared. Number 2, now you're finding the perimeter, so the distance around the outside. Okay, so perimeter is 2 times the length plus 2 times the width. And so I went ahead and substituted my values. And then 2 times 10.5 is 21. And 2 times 4 is 8. And 21 plus 8 is 29 feet. Number 5, a typical page of notebook paper is 11 inches long by 8.5 inches wide. What is the area of a typical page of notebook paper? So this is a rectangle, so it's length times width. Substituted my values, and I got 93 5/10 inches squared. Number 8, find the perimeter. So again, distance around the outside. This is a square. I know that because sides are the same. And perimeter would be side times 4. And so that's 7.5 times 4. And that gives me 30 centimeters. Congratulations, you have made it to the end of the video. Make sure you turn your corrections into your teacher, and I will see you guys next week, same place. Bye.